It's story time with Morah Cheryl. Today's story, Let My People Go. The author, the person who writes those words, is Tilda Balsley. And the illustrator, we know what the illustrator does, right? Yes, the illustrator draws the pictures. That is Eileen Richard. Here we go. Enjoy our story. Let my people go. A burning bush, and it began. As Hashem told Moshe, here's my plan. But Moshe was a simple man. He said, I just don't think I can. Why was it that Moshe was hesitant to go? Yes, he didn't feel comfortable speaking because he burned his tongue when he was younger. You remember that story. Hashem wouldn't hear the answer no and said, with Aaron you will go to lead my people from Paro. Tell him that your Hashem said so. So Moshe spoke to me in Paro. Our God says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, you can read these words, no, no, no. Notice that exclamation point. A big mistake. He didn't know that Hashem would deal a mighty blow. A plague, a plague, a plague. Egyptians to Paro said, their God has turned our water red. No more fish, they all are dead. Where's some water we can drink? We cannot stand this bloody stink. Be you. Then Moshe spoke to mean Paro. Our God says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. Frogs were Paro's next nightmare. He cried, they're hopping everywhere. Tell God to send the frogs away, then you can go without delay. They're in my oven, in my bed. I think a frog jumped on my head. Frogs here, frogs there. Frogs were jumping everywhere. So Moshe prayed, and the frogs were dead. Then Moshe spoke to mean Paro. Our Hashem says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. The kinim came, the lice that came, covering us from head to toe. Please, Paro, let those people go. Then Moshe spoke to mean Paro. Our God says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, no, no, and no. Aro, the wild animals, and Dever, the killing of all of the calm animals, the farm animals. A plague, soon animals began to die. Egyptians pleaded, Paro, Paro, why? But Paro still could not comply. We know that all of those animals were animals that the Mitzrayim prayed to. The Mitzrayim were very upset that they were all dying. Then Moshe spoke to mean Paro. Our Hashem says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. The Egyptians moaned and cried in dread to see their skin turn purply red and nasty boils begin to spread. But Paro was an old hard head. When Moshe spoke to mean Paro, our Hashem says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. Hashem continued the campaign with hail and thunder, mighty rain. There'd never been a worse event. It looked like Paro might relent. Boys and girls, what was so special about the Barad? Yes, it was fire and ice together. It completely went against all of nature. Wow. When Moshe spoke to mean Paro, our God says, let my people go. And Paro shouted, No, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. Now Hashem sent down a new command, and Moshe with his outstretched hand sent hungry locusts through the land. Said Paro, this I cannot stand. Leave Egypt now as you have planned. But when the people packed to go, we know he changed his mind. Paro shouted, no, no, no. A plague, a plague. When Egypt had 3 days of night, when Israelites enjoyed Hashem's light. We know that with the Choshech, right? How dark was it, boys and girls? Everything stood still. You couldn't see anything, even your hand in front of your face. So Paro, tired of the fight, said, wives and children all can go. You cannot take your livestock, though. He really didn't mean it, so he soon was shouting, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. Hashem through Moshe said, beware. This plague is bad beyond compare. Death to every firstborn son, from royal born to poorest one. But sons of Israel,